Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to Somerset Part 3, Disturbing Discovery. I started saying that this might be a mega episode, but I actually broke this one down, because it was like 10 minutes apart. Okay, so there are two routes to this level again. A any percent and a no out of bounds. And that is subdivided even further between co-op and non-co-op. I'm gonna preface this by saying I have a video up of a new co-op skip I found in this game. the thing, I'll point out where it is, but you're better off going to that video, seeing how it's done, because it actually has a pretty specific alignment to it. It's like almost pixel perfect. You have a range of pixels, but it's pretty precise to make sure you get it. You'll see more about that in the co-op video. So the thing about this is the any percent path, which I'll point out to you first. Instead of as Epic puts it, we could use this button for what it's intended. We could just open this door, but there are much more interesting things to do with it. Like, you can simply hop onto this button if you're not bad. And now, what I like to do is, usually, I think I have this gun. I like to aim at the inside of this corner, this top corner. And what you want to do is jump. I like how I said I aimed at that and then changed it. You want to be as far back as you can on this hitbox. Aim at this inside and then jump right at it. I think it's the inside. Might be the outside. This is why I miss this trick all the time. Let's try the outside. That's not the outside. But either way, you want to run right at this. Damn it. This is probably my worst trick in the game, if we're being honest. I keep hitting that hitbox. I'm not far enough back. Oh, man. This is why I put it into 3 parts, guys. Aim at the top. Just at the top. It's... So I got on it. Unfortunately, I did one of the most common things. I went over. Realistically, you can try this. If you get this first try and then fall off, it's faster to kill yourself and try again. But if you spend probably more than 20 seconds getting up there and then you fall off, it's faster to just complete the level normally, because the death is going to cost 30 seconds. It's going to set you back here. You got to get back up. It's definitely a time loss, but I would not recommend you committing suicide if you miss this trick, unless you got super lucky and got it first try. Alright, so once you're up here, you do have to be careful. The invisible wall for this gate and where you are is not exactly lined up. If you just jump straight forward, you'll fall down. You have to jump up onto this and a little to the left to get on top of it. But overall, it's not hard. You just have to know it's there. Then you want to hop onto this tree by going a little left. Hop onto this tree. Now, this is probably the hardest jump of this whole out of bounds. You have to run up this tree and then hop over to this. But sometimes you can hit the tree at an awkward angle and it will just eat all of your momentum. Usually that entails you falling back down onto this spot here. You're on the fence and you can try again. But if you fall inbounds, just go. Just go do the level normally. It's a little bit slower, but it's faster than committing suicide and doing it all over again. So all you gotta do is follow this route. Make sure you stick close to the wall, because if you don't, you could get back in bounds, and that's unfortunate. You wanna climb around that rock like that. You can actually get up on top of this whole thing, but unfortunately you can't do anything. I'll point it out once I get here so it makes more sense. That you can that is like semi-transparent when you're there, but it's still physical. You can get on it and climb up onto this structure, but unfortunately there's an invisible wall here, so you can't actually do anything other than hop back down to here. This is the second half of the level, but this level is impossible to beat unless you first trigger a cutscene over there. So the last part of this trick is when you come inbounds, you want to hug the wall and go into the bridge, because there's a trigger right about there, probably a lot closer, probably about there, that will spawn a series of enemies and Cartwright on the other side of this bridge that you then have to deal with. 3 of them charge you. 3 of them charge you on the bridge, and then there's another one that stays back here and hangs out with Cartwright. I never realized those were floating until now. And then there's a steelhead back here as well, and they're all just things you have to take out. So that's the any percent route up to the first half. This level has 2 checkpoints, one necessary, one not necessary. So if you're doing this the normal way, all you really got to do is make sure that you get through this whole area as quick as possible. You just take out enemies. You don't really have to wait for any gates. It's pretty simplistic, run and gun. Just continually go through. Once you get through the first room, you won't have to do any more shooting. You can shoot here if these guys are a problem, but they're, in my opinion, they're relatively easy to ignore. I mean, you see that even though that was a steelhead, I'm just moving past him. Any damage the laser turrets do is pretty negligible. Just have your Reapers out, or whatever gun you like to melee. Reapers melee twice as fast, but, you know, personal preference. Take them all out. And now we're back here. So these are the guys I told you about. They bum rush you on the bridge, so you have to take care of them. Thankfully, Cartwright's here as well, helping you. And he's actually a pretty damn good shot. So you have that going. And then I like to throw a grenade there, because that takes out a good chunk of these enemies. Do know in any percent, the normal one, yeah, I'm just calling them any percent no out of bounds, you won't have the sapper here. You actually don't pick that up. So, just an important distinction there. You won't have to worry about accidentally swapping to that. So this is the second half of the level. This is odd that these people are alive. For the second half, this is the spot right here where the co-op glitch happens. You have a very specific lineup in this that you can put player 2 at using this position and this position, so that player 1 can hop in, they'll get shot up, land on the fence, and then they can just walk over to that railing, go up, and go around. It's pretty cool. It saves some time. It's an interesting route. But without 2 players, the way to approach it is to come down here. Now, I actually just found this out earlier today, a brand new, not really a skip, more like a sequence break. You used to go along the right side of this room, but now on the left side, you can simply walk up this hill and hop right over that fence. I don't know how they got through development, but by doing that, I've actually skipped a trigger that spawns a whole bunch of rollers and 2 gray jacks. The old route, you'd commit suicide here, you'd call it a day, you'd move on. This just saved probably about 40, probably somewhere between 35 and 45 seconds. Now you want to make sure you have a gun that's capable of actually shooting these, because waiting is not something you want to do. I actually like that last one to go off because sometimes it takes out these hybrids, and realistically you have to shoot the hybrids more than the hedgehog. So you could just duck here, let the hedgehog go off, shoot those 3 hybrids, and go. And then we used to wait for those mines, so taking that mine waiting out saves another 10 seconds. And then even more interesting is we used to snipe these guys. You don't actually have to snipe any of them. You just pull out your shotgun, pull out your arc charger, all depends on what category you're running, and bum rush through. This is going to make Somerset 3 probably about a minute faster. So, yeah, that's Somerset. I'll see y'all in the next one for Bristol. See y'all for Bristol. Peace.